Hey, Spencer, want to record a bonus episode for our Patreon patrons?
Yeah.
Well, and just for our listeners in general.
Yeah, and our own self-gratification.
Yeah, that's always good. So how about just a few short bonus conversations,
Yeah, sure.
such as what would society be like if everyone turned into a werewolf at 40?
So my questions would be, is it still transferred via bite? And if so, if you get bit as a child, do you turn into a werewolf?
These are all viable questions. I think there's not like you turn 40 and you go through the bite ritual to become a werewolf.
Right.
It is a curse in the bloodstream of mankind.
Much like the curse of becoming a walker in The Walking Dead.
Sure.
You die and you just become a walker.
Yeah, okay, so you turn 40 and you have been breathing oxygen outside of the womb 40 years exactly.
Uh-huh.
And forget about the cycle of the moon.
Right.
Okay? I mean, it'll be at night, but you turn into a werewolf. So it's randomly people are turning into werewolves all the time. So it's like...
My thought would be it would be well regulated.
Yeah, I think people at birth, birth at this time, they would record it so they could get down to a science of isolate you within a certain period. Oh, he's going to turn into a werewolf. And then what is society? Do they kill you? Do you run? Is it like Logan's Run? You try to escape so you don't get killed?
Oh, maybe they're, yeah.
Oh.
I could see society kind
of... Can you imagine Sandmen, but werewolf hunters?
Like the mega cities in...
Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd. But then on the outskirts, if you leave the mega city...
You're in the Cursed Earth.
You're in the Cursed Earth, and it's just full of werewolves.
Just full of werewolves. Now, granted, I'm not saying you would be, you turn to a werewolf and you are always the wolf. You would, revert back or whatever.
There would probably be clans.
Yeah. Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
What else? Any other...
I don't know. I think definitely, there would be, it would be a well-regulated society.
You think a lot of people would commit suicide, too?
I don't know. I think...
so they wouldn't be a werewolf?
No, I don't think so. I think at that point, it would be such a societal change.
You're going to be a werewolf. But, it's going to change your own life for the crappier. Probably.
I mean, maybe. If you're the first one... If you're the first one that turns into a werewolf because you've turned 40, your life is going to be really crappy. Okay. But, I mean, give it a couple generations where everyone's turning into a werewolf at 40, it's going to be, it's like going through puberty. Oh, it's time for the change.
Right, okay. Second pubes.
That would really suck.
Okay. So, I don't have a lot on this topic.
It's almost exactly like you're growing hair in new places.
Oh, boy, okay.
You're moody.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll follow up this up on another bonus episode. We have more thoughts on this. Another question for you. This is a DC Comics question.
Okay.
So, I know that the concept of the multiple Lantern Corps didn't really come into play until the 2000s?
Yeah.
Because Jeff Johns came up with that. But what if back in the late 80s, post-crisis, pre-Zero Hour, when Star Sapphire killed John Stewart's wife and fellow Lantern Corps member, Kat Matui. What if John had gone off the deep end and become a Red Lantern? How do you think that would have played out? First of all, do you think John would have killed Star Sapphire?
Oh, absolutely.
Then how would that affect his relationship with Hal? Because he's killed also Carol Ferris.
Oh, right. That makes it even more complicated.
And at the point of death, would Carol's other personality that became a person, the Predator, would it survive or die with?
Wow.
So, this is a lot.
Yeah, so let's answer the first question.
Okay.
The first question is, what do you think would happen? So I think he would have been, I think that would have been a really good story because of how self-regulated Jon Stewart is in his just life.
Yeah.
How kind of straight edge and straight.
Well, and it's interesting because he was a bit hot-headed and arrogant before the destruction of the planet Xanthi, Xanshi, which took place in the limited series Cosmic Odyssey, which I'll lend you. It's awesome. I just read it. I finally just read it.
Right.
So, but it's Roger Stern wrote it, and Mike Mignola did the art. I think Roger Stern. No, Jim Starlin. Excuse me.
I'm always down for Mignola.
Yeah, you'll dig it. It's New Gods, Justice League, Starfire's in there for some reason. Mm-hmm. It's good. It's a good read.
But yeah, so I think under the layer of kind of personality wise is when it comes to people who are that well regulated or not well regulated, but like that kind of stiff.
Regimented. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Is
this came about because of the destruction of the Jon Stewart you're familiar with.
Right.
Destruction of Zanj, messing up the pronunciation of that. And what happened on the Mosaic world and stuff like that. I think he grew a lot.
Right. I think there is an underlying anger in Jon Stewart.
And now also making him a Red Lantern is kind of problematic because it's like, are we going to play into a negative stereotype of an angry black guy?
I wouldn't have ever gone there.
Right. Okay, but I'm like, I could see, especially in the way fandom works now with all the internet trolls, that coming up. Yeah. And like, okay, editorial being like, oh, that wasn't what we were trying to come up with at all.
Right.
But people could misread the intent.
I think the chaotic nature of Guy Gardner.
Oh God.
Lends into the idea of him being, of course he's a Red Lantern, all the rage and chaos.
And now Guy Gardner's arc in the New 52 and becoming a Red Lantern and stuff, like Guy Gardner's arc in these past couple of years has been amazing.
Right. You're right. My problem with the chaotic rage anger of of Guy Gardner as a Red Lantern, it's just not as scary to me as someone who is dead set and filled with anger and bitterment and resentment and like you can push off Guy Gardner a little bit.
Yeah. But I understand why Atrocitus and the other Red Lanterns are the way they are. And they're created to have they were just normal people and they had a terrible tragedy happen to them and they're filled with rage.
Right.
Because it was something awful that they and their loved ones didn't deserve.
Right. And so I think
But see, Jon Stewart having already and Guy Gardner having already been in existence and know these characters very well, and then have them become Red Lanterns is kind of like, it's a bit off-putting, and it could be viewed as narratively a dead end. Well, something you can't have them stay there. Right, Yeah.
I've always felt that the pool of the darker spectrum of lanterns, so the Red Lanterns, the Yellow Lanterns,
right,
Orange even, are more cautionary tales to the Green Lanterns.
Right. And so, and those characters, barring Sinestro, and of course the Yellows, they're not characters that are really multidimensional.
Right. And so I think Jon Stewart could definitely fit in there. I think he would be outrageous as I think he would.
But I think it would have to be like Guy Gardner, where he has an arc where he's a Red Lantern and comes back. And just like Hal had the Parallax arc and he was redeemed.
Right.
Yeah. With the Spectre and all those things.
That was some of the books that really got me back into comics.
Okay.
Yeah. I really loved those books.
Yeah. I think it was Final Night, the story where the sun was being blotted out, and this was the Hal's redemption story.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot. I remember reading that and enjoying that.
He flew into the sun.
Yeah.
And reunited it.
And it echoed a little bit of the Legion of Superheroes Sun Eaters story, where Pharaoh Lad.
Right.
There was a bomb they were going to take in the middle of the Sun Eater and detonate it, but whoever was going to take it was going to risk death. And Pharaoh Lad punches Superboy, knocks him out, and Pharaoh Lad goes and sacrifices himself because usually we can't not have Superboy,
right?
Because whatever. So that kind of reminds me of that a little bit. So yeah, interesting plot.
Yeah. I think it would be a lot of fun to read.
Yeah, it would. Question number 3, topic 3, Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Right.
Bucky, back on ice because of his mind stuff. He can't trust himself, and the guys, it's a liability issue.
Right.
He's probably going to come out for Infinity War or whatever and Avengers 5 is going to be, or 4, excuse me, Avengers 4 is going to be.
Yeah.
Do you think his brain problem will be fixed by A, Doctor Strange, B, the Vision using the Mind Gem, or C, a combination of both? Go.
The way the MCU has kind of progressed, I would lean more towards Vision with the Mind Gem.
Okay.
But we haven't seen Doctor Strange yet.
It's true. And also we haven't seen Adam Warlock yet, and he could have a role to play there as well.
Right, absolutely. I think Bucky's craziness adds to kind of the overall Bucky storyline. I think it adds to an important aspect of his life.
However, but in the cinematic universe, we kind of need to shave off a lot of these extra things like that, so we can just have a group of heroes.
I really hope that Natasha has a big role to play in it.
Interesting.
Because she's gone through the same kind of brainwashing.
Not to that level, but she's done some deep spy stuff.
Yeah.
And in the comics, they definitely have a relationship.
Yeah.
So.
I would love to see that. I think her relationship with Banner is kind of fun. It's weird.
I think it's a thing that cannot be.
Right.
But it was an interesting idea to play with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if circumstances were different, she wasn't a spy,
right?
And he wasn't the Hulk,
right?
They were just normal people. They could have had an amazing thing together.
Yeah.
So yeah. But then again, he wouldn't have never have met her if hadn't been the Hulk.
Right.
So.
Or she a spy.
Correct.
I still think it's too early to kind of tell. But I would definitely lean more with Vision and the Mind Gem. Yeah. Because I think there's going to be way more chaos before we get to that point in the storyline.
Yeah.
To those movies even. That to kind of try to nail that down specifically is going to be really hard.
Yeah.
But if I had a guess, I would say Vision.
Yeah. So I have a sub question for this. Are you about wrapped up with that thought? Okay. What speculate because we know Avengers 3 is going to be in the Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what Avengers 4 is going to be. It's untitled.
They planned it?
They planned it. They decided Infinity War is going to be one movie, and in the fourth movie will carry on with that some way, but really the third one is going to be its own standalone movie.
Oh, okay.
As standalone as the MCU movies have been, anyway.
Yeah.
So bearing that in mind, what if in the fallout or in the course of the Infinity War, because Thanos is going to have the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah.
What if we get some version of a secret war, like maybe even having a battle world in the Beyonder and having maybe some of the dead villains resurrected, like the Red Skull and Ronan the Accuser.
Right.
Just a superhero and supervillain war.
Right.
On an alien world.
That would be a action-packed movie. But with action-packed movies, I feel like the storyline gets lost in that, and I wouldn't want that to happen.
Yeah. Now, you have not read the original 1984 Secret Wars.
I haven't.
But I will tell you, it is beautiful in the simplicity and self-containedness of that concept.
Right. And I think we discussed this even last time we were on the podcast together, that I should read it, and I will read it. I've been slowly picking up trades online, and maybe that'll be the next one I pick up.
Yeah.
And I think
it's a very breezy and enjoyable 12 issues. Mike Zeck does the art. Jim Shooter wrote the whole series. It's fun.
Yeah, and I've heard it's fun. I've heard so many opinions about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the beginning of events in comics.
Right. I really hate it.
But here's the thing. I think the events were okay in the 80s.
Okay.
Past that, it gets to be unmanageable because
Right.
it's too much.
Yeah.
But so I got one more talking point for this bonus episode.
Okay.
This is the
Just a little something.
I just had an alarm on my phone. I'm like, I didn't set an alarm for 5 p.m. That's weird. That's really weird. But anyway.
Anyways.
Okay. So we saw trailers from Comic-Con.
Uh-huh.
Justice League trailer is out.
Right.
First trailer.
Uh-huh.
DC Cinematic Universe is looking up because Suicide Squad looks like it's going to be fun. And this Justice League trailer looks iffy about some of the casting, but, you know, it looks like they're trying to have a good time with this.
Right.
So I'm optimistic. 6 Justice Leaguers for this movie.
Uh-huh.
Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, The Flash, and Cyborg.
Right.
Now, the Avengers, the first Avengers film, 6 Avengers.
Right.
Cap, Thor, Iron Man, Black Widow, Hulk, Hawkeye. 6-on-6 matchup. Let's break it down. Let's break it down.
Okay.
1-to-1 and see how that shapes up.
Right.
Who do we have against Superman? The
Thor.
Hulk or Thor?
I was thinking Thor.
I was thinking Thor too. And I as much as I love Thor, I gotta say, like, no, Superman.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you put up anyone against Superman, because he is so OP that it's...
Well, and I don't even want to... It's not even about the OP. It's just... I'm thinking about the... Okay, I'm thinking about power sets and power levels.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think the Superman in these movies have been that OP. He's not moving planets.
Right.
Okay, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know? And spoilers, he did die
Right.
in Batman vs. Superman. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it would be a rad fight.
But I definitely think Superman will win.
I
He
think
is
so.
Superman.
I think I think Mjolnir is an excellent weapon. I think it is awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's its own character. I think it's great.
Yeah.
I think it's also Thor's biggest weakness.
And also, in these movies, now we could say magic is a weakness for Superman.
It is.
But, in the DC Cinematic Universe, we have not established that magic is a weakness for Superman.
Right.
So, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, am I wrong?
No.
Okay.
I would love to see Zatanna in a Justice League movie.
Or any magic character. I mean, we're going to have the Enchantress in Suicide Squad.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. So, magic.
Mm.
But that's an unknown factor.
Yeah.
And also, in the MCU, they've kind of what's the word? They've kind of sugar-coated the magic thing, like, that's not the word I'm looking for, but said, oh, no, it's just technology we don't understand yet.
Yeah, but we're getting Doctor Strange. So.
Right, and that's going to be real magic. But I think we're saying Asgardian magic, and I'm using air quotes, is technology.
Okay. Right.
So the magic is not a factor in the Thor versus Superman fight.
Right.
I'm going to give it to Superman.
Yeah.
Captain America and Batman, I'm sorry, Captain America wins.
Versus this Batman?
Yeah. Now, and Batman and BVS fought amazingly.
Yeah. But yeah, I think you're probably right.
Actually, yeah. I mean, it's not as easy like, the Captain America beat the Christian Bale Batman easy.
Right.
This is like the most physical Batman I've seen in a movie.
Yeah.
The most agile. And I still got to say, no, Captain America.
Yeah, I think because Cap has that, amount of experience, and this Bat is still relatively a new Bat.
And the this is a grizzled, older Batman.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So this Batman has age, and in this case, it's in disadvantage because Captain America is perpetually young and at peak human physical condition because of the super soldier serum and the Vita rays.
Right, yeah, you're right. So, yeah, I'd give it to Cap.
Okay.
As much as that kind of hurts me, because I think Batman is...
Look, I'm a Batman fan,
Yeah.
but I'm more of a Captain America fan.
Right.
So, who do we have left? Iron Man versus Wonder Woman? or Cyborg?
Yeah, Iron Man would win it. Yeah, I mean
But who is your DC matchup with him?
Cyborg.
Okay,
But I think Cyborg is garbage.
I do too.
Everything.
Outside of the Wolfman Perez run on Titans, no, I don't like that character.
Some of the stuff even there I read, I think he is a throwaway character in everything.
Wow.
I hate Cyborg so much.
Okay.
If you have opinions about what I think about Cyborg, send them to me. I would love to hear it because...
What's your email address, Spencer?
It is spencer.valadez@gmail.com.
Okay.
Send me your thoughts about why you think Cyborg is great, and I will read them, and I will probably disagree with you.
Okay.
It's
fine. You don't have to like him.
No,
I'm not really into him.
It's just this, like, I have a lot of just dislike for him, and I really hate that they went the Cyborg route in the new Justice League movie.
Yeah,
because they could have gone with any other character. And any other Justice
it's like,
Leaguer.
Look, and
Martian Manhunter, or
I would have loved to have the Martian Manhunter. I mean, I mean,
Green Lantern.
And if it's about wanting to have color, and I appreciate that, why aren't we just have John Stewart? Yeah. Solves the problem there.
Who we just talked about is a great character.
He is. But yeah, I'm not crazy about Cyborg, and I just don't think he's Justice League tier as a hero.
No.
He's definitely a second string hero. But Iron Man beats him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, easily.
So, who do we have left? Hulk, do we say Hulk versus Wonder Woman?
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, we could.
I don't know about this. I mean, we saw her fight Doomsday.
Yeah.
She's
a god.
And because the Hulk, there is a mind behind the monster, I think she could control him and calm him with the lasso.
With the lasso, yeah.
I want to say maybe Wonder Woman here.
Yeah. I kind of come into this not the hugest Hulk fan.
Sure.
But...
And I love the Hulk, okay, but...
we've seen him up against God before, and he just wrecked him.
Oh, Loki?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Who wrecked whom?
Hulk wrecked Loki.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, except Wonder Woman is legit demigod, though.
Yeah.
Because the Asgardians were like, okay, they're a long-lived race on another world. In the MCU.
Yeah.
So, but...
I think if she got disconnected from her lasso, Hulk would have it. But,
when do you see her not with the lasso? Plus, she has super strength. She has powers, too,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we'll give it to Wonder Woman.
Okay, Wonder Woman beats Hulk, and boy, this might be controversial, but okay. So who do we have left? For the Avengers, we've got Hawkeye and Black Widow, and Justice League. We have the Flash and Aquaman. So what is your matchups for there? What makes sense? Okay, I'm sorry. These two are beating the Avengers.
Yeah,
I'm like. If this is the matchup.
Right. I think Flash could take on both of them at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Quicksilver in... I know he's a poor man's Flash, but this DC Universe Flash is a poor man's Flash. Anyway, so...
Right, yeah. I think for a long time it's been really fun and easy to crap on Aquaman. I think Jason Momoa is going to change her mind.
Yeah, it's a very, very different Aquaman, but it's okay.
So it's a very different Aquaman. It's the Namor that I wanted to see in
the MCU.
The MCU.
We still might get Namor in the MCU.
I think he would be an excellent addition to that.
Although I wonder if this is another point. I wonder if Namor and the Fantastic Four are going to be shelved until the MCU gets rebooted after Avengers 4. Which I think will happen.
You think so?
And then they can start fresh with like the beginning of the Marvel Universe. Or they could have a universe-changing thing where like, oh, some mystical force made us forget about Namor and the FF.
Right.
Or they were banished and we forgot about them or something weird.
Or we just forget about the Fantastic Four.
I'm not going to get into this right now, okay? You're just being a shit. But yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, Aquaman and the Flash beat Black Widow and Hawkeye. Like, duh. Okay, so where are we at? So that's...
And none of this is to say that we don't love all these characters.
Oh, no. I wasn't saying that at all.
I think...
Except for Cyborg.
Well, yeah, except for Cyborg, because he can just go... Whatever.
Just die.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
So many different characters they could have had.
So realize we have... That means we have 4 wins on the Justice League side. 2 wins on the Avengers side.
Yeah.
So... Justice League wins in this bracketing,
and in our opinions.
But wait. Let's take the who we have the four winners of Justice League: Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and the Flash. And then there was Captain America and Iron Man.
Yeah.
What about a second bracket of Cap and Iron Man against any 2 of those other 4?
Okay.
What's the matchup there?
When it comes to Flash
what about Cap versus Aquaman? By the way, by laws of transitive properties, if we say Cap can beat Aquaman, then that means Aquaman beats Batman.
Wow.
But that's fine.
Wow. Yeah. I think Stark versus Aquaman, Stark would win. Because I think he would outsmart him, and bring him onto land, and then he has his strength.
I mean, Iron Man against the Flash would be interesting.
I think Cap could take the Flash.
This Flash.
Yeah. Yeah.
In what way though?
I think he would just out physical him. I think yes, Flash is fast, but I think Cap is reactionary. I think he has the...
But if the guy can move at the speed of light or sound...
Right, yeah.
How can Cap react that quickly?
Yeah.
I think I would actually give it to Flash in this instance.
Well, yeah, I would always give it to Flash.
Right, but it's very interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, Superman would decimate Iron Man.
Yeah.
And Cap.
Yeah.
But barring Superman from this equation, because he's Superman. Wonder Woman and Captain America would be very exciting.
Yeah.
To me, that comes out a draw.
Yeah.
You know? You know what I mean?
Because they both, like... I've never really seen either of them as offensive characters.
More defensive?
They're way more
I mean, Cap does the offense, even though he's carrying a shield.
Right, you're right. I think, though, I've always seen them as more defensive. Like, they are there to defend the people behind them against whatever's coming at them. So they're kind of the tank of the groups. So they're going to kind of take some beating, but they're going to come out over triumphant.
I get what you're saying.
And I think when it comes to the braces that Wonder Woman has, and the rope, and none of these are like offensive kind of weapons. She does have a sword.
Yeah.
In the
newer interpretation. Yeah.
But
it took a long time for Wonder Woman to carry a sword. Okay?
Right. And I think I like that about these 2 characters.
Yeah.
And I think it would be awesome. I think it would be a draw. You're right.
Okay. So then, what's our? Yeah, I don't know. I think this topic is kind of run its course.
Yeah, a little bit. But Wonder Woman, I think, would take Iron Man.
Yeah, you think she'd beat Iron Man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be an interesting fight, though.
Yeah. Because he is very offense.
Yeah. Cap and Aquaman, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I still think Cap would win, but that'd be a cool fight.
Right. And I think the problem for me for saying Aquaman wins is that we don't really know his power set according to the movies yet.
Right. I mean, let's just say he has super strength because of the muscle density and surviving underwater.
Right.
Breathes underwater. Communicates with sea life. Probably with animals, period.
You think animals, period?
Why would it just be sea animals? That doesn't really make sense.
You're right, yeah.
But since that's his primary element, I would think, okay,
Yeah.
Anything else? I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think that's the end of our bonus content.
Yeah, cool.
Stay tuned for new episodes of Comic Reflections coming very soon.